Presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Now Spartans 2-on-1 into the zone. Shot. Oh! Another roof shot. 5-on-3 into the Spartan zone. What a save by Augustine. And now Michigan State back over the blue line. Rink wide to pass. Out front.
It's time for the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show is also brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense, the Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Tommy Raines Realtors, Realtors that get results, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Raise Hope and Foster Dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. The Adam Nightingale Show is also presented by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. And by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Now, with head coach Adam Nightingale, here's Rob Woodward and the voice of Michigan State Spartan hockey, Scott Moore.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Coach is here, Woody is too, and for the next 60 minutes, we'll talk about last week's split in Columbus, this week's rivalry series with Michigan, and more. And a bit later in the show, we'll be joined by senior defenseman David Gucciardi. So come on over to One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing on Abbott, just north of Saginaw. Have a seat and enjoy a little bit of hockey talk. And if you want to make reservations for any of our coaches' shows, you can do that by emailing coacheshows@onenorthdining.com. Well, Coach, it was an odd Thursday-Friday series in Columbus last week. Came home with a split, bouncing back from the loss on Thursday with a good win on Friday. What did you see as the major differences in the way your team played between Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I think Thursday, I thought we did a lot of good, probably not enough this time of the year to get the job done. So, when you look at watch the game back, I think we ended up with 92 shot attempts. They blocked 25 shots, and that's what this time of year is about. Credit to them. I thought they played really well, and I thought we got a little bit perimeter, and so you got to, it's obviously to generate that much, you got to have the puck, but you got to get to the inside. And I thought the next night we did a much better job. I didn't think we gave up much, especially in the first period. Right, we were responsible on both sides of the puck. I think we only gave up 3 shots, and but yeah, you're playing a good team on the road. I think they had only lost 1 game at the time. Yeah, when we went down there, and but again, our guys got to understand that we're getting to that time of the year where you can't not get to the inside. You got to do that continually.
Right. So I'm curious on what your thoughts are on the block shots against Ohio State as a whole in both series. I think if you look at when they were here at Munn and then just down there in Columbus, I think they had like 75 block shots on us. You just mentioned we had 92 attempts right on Friday, so that's good. That's puck possession, like you said. I think they came back with 19 on Saturday. And I'm curious on how you view that as a coach.
Well, I don't think it's just. I mean, you got to do it to try to win hockey games for sure, right? That shows that your team's sacrificing. I don't think you want to be a team that leads the country in that stat, right? That means you're giving up a lot. And I think for our guys offensively is, sometimes you can get frustrated. You're trying to shoot the puck and they're blocking it, and more times than not, it's the guys are stick handling 1 or 2 extra times instead of getting it on and off. And if you're playing a committed team that's going to do that, as soon as you stick handle, they're going to get in the shot lane and make it tough.
Did you have to talk to your forwards about remaining patient throughout this series?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the message going in, right? You're not going to get easy offense. You're going to have to work for it. And I thought on Friday we did. I mean, if you look down, even in the third period, Isaac Howard had an empty net. We missed, and Charlie Stramel had a really good look in there. So it's just staying with it and not getting frustrated by it, right?
Yeah.
I think that can happen too. And sometimes you change your game, right? If they're doing a good job of blocking shots, and whether you want to pass it up to the point, maybe you second guess it because you feel like no matter what happens, the puck's not going to get.
And I thought that's what you guys did really well on Friday night, the second night, where you kind of just stuck with your game. You mentioned you only gave up 3 shots. I think you only had 10 in that first period, and then it just started coming in that second period, and the goals started going. You didn't really change anything. You just started getting rewarded. I'm curious though, when you look at. We have 3 true losses, right, where we didn't get an actual point. We had the one to Michigan in overtime where we got the 1 point. But every time we've lost on the opening night of a weekend, we've come back and played really well on the following night against Boston College and Wisconsin and now Ohio State. Why is that, Knights? What's the message on the Saturday morning to the guys after a loss?
Yeah, man, I think there's a lot of pride in our room, and I really enjoyed that about this group. That it's not always going to go your way, and so much of it's how you respond. And doesn't mean you're going to win the game, but you look in the mirror and say, hey, we need to be better in these areas. And we got a real group of guys that are coachable. They want to be a good team, and I think that's really important, right? Especially in our sport, right? It's not many teams lose one game, and you get to the end here. It's about refining your game, getting it ready for the home stretch.
Well, we got a lot coming your way on the Adam Nightingale Show. We're going to go out in the audience and get some questions from our great crowd here at One North Kitchen and Bar. We will be back with more MSU hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Do you need an electric vehicle charger installed? Whether for a home, business, school, or more, IBEW NICA 665 contractors are the experts in EV charging installations. Our electricians aren't just licensed. We have advanced training and certification through the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program, or EVITP. The EVITP gives us the most comprehensive training available, which means we install EV chargers to the highest standards of quality and safety. Visit IBEWNECA665.org to find a contractor for your next project.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Welcome back to the Coach Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Frankly, you'll want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations all across the state of Michigan. It's presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Agent at FMINS.com. Well, Rob has departed from the stage and headed out into the audience with the wireless microphone. We'll start it off with Mr. Bria up front here.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Great weekend.
Thank you.
Could have been better, but a pretty damn good weekend.
Yep, no doubt.
You often talk about getting better each game, and with only 6 games left, where would you like to see the improvement from the team in the final month of the regular season and as we head into March?
Yeah, this group's doing a great job of keeping the mindset of trying to get better. I think we've done that throughout the year. Not that it's gone perfect, right? There's ups and downs. That's the reality of team sports, right? It's not always going on a straight line. You're going to have some setbacks, but I think there's two things. One, being efficient, breaking the puck out. I think we got a really good D-core, not chucking the puck around and making sure that, if you want to be great, you spend less time in your D zone, make sure you're efficient, breaking the puck out. And then remembering who we need to be offensively. I think we've scored a ton this year. We've scored a lot of really nice goals, but I do believe, when you look at our roster and our group of guys, we're at our best when we play team hockey and we play blue collar hockey and get to the inside, make it hard on teams and wear a team down. So those are the two things I think for us. I think that's our calling card as a team, being great, breaking it out and generating offense that way. We got to continue to do it.
If you have a question for Coach, get your hand up. Woody will bring you the microphone, and we'll go to Bird right now. Bird.
Thank you, Scott. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How about you?
Nice job, Coach.
Thanks, Bird.
First of all, I wanted to comment on that great goal that Iceman had on Friday. That was a heck of a shot.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was wondering, playing Thursday and Friday, what different things did you do for the rest of the week since you played Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, normally, right, obviously we're a Friday, Saturday league, and the way it fell, I think they had a concert or something going on, so we played Thursday, Friday. So we ended up giving the guys Saturday. We told them we don't want to see anyone at the rink. We got some guys that are rink rats and they want to be at the rink, but I also think this time of the year it's important to get away, get caught up on schoolwork, get some rest. And then Sunday was kind of like a recovery day. They came in and get their bodies ready. And really the message was do whatever you got to do to make sure we have a great practice today. And the guys did. We had a really good practice. It was competitive, but I think those couple days was well needed.
We got another question for you from the left side here.
Hi, Scott. This is a question for Coach, kind of personal. I was going to see how you balance coaching and your family life, because I know you have 3 kids, and then having my friend here who also grew up in the coaching world. Her dad was a coach.
Yeah. Of some sort, yes.
Of some sort.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see how you balance that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, that's there's a lot of days where when you look back at your career, it can be a selfish profession at times, right? I mean, my wife Kristen does a unbelievable job, and I miss a lot. But I think trying to take advantage of the times you do, you are home, and it takes a team. And I couldn't have done this without the support of my wife and the kids too. Understanding we moved a lot, and they're great. They're doing great in school and their sports and activities. And even like this last weekend, right? Kristen was in Pittsburgh with our oldest. They had a hockey tournament, and I got back to town. And fortunately, our youngest was playing in Port Huron. I got to go watch him play in the Silver Stick. So I think taking advantage of moments when you can and making sure you're present. Not that I'm always great at it, but I try to do my best. And then I think too in the summer, trying to find some chunks of time, whether it's get up north to my parents and spend some time outdoors. Our kids like being outdoors. So I think it always goes back to, fortunate to have a lot of coaches don't have a wife like mine where they're understanding, right? So I'm far from perfect, but she understands most of the time.
By the way, for the audience listening at home, the person that she's sitting with is none other than Cindy Mason, the daughter of head coach Ron Mason. And we're glad that Cindy can be here with us tonight. We go back to the audience for another question.
I could see all the way across the room that Kristen was laughing at that night.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, so Curtis Kimmel brought his 2011 Lansing Spartan team in tonight, and we've got a question here from one of the boys for Coach Knights.
All right.
Actually, can I ask David Gucciardi a question?
Well, he'll be on next segment, and we'll bring you the microphone.
All right.
We'll bring it.
Coach Knights, ooh. I had one
now
for
he's stumped.
Gooch, but like, how does your team like wear out like other teams? Like, your forecheck is like unreal, and like that whatever that line is with Tiernan Shout, he just wears down teams. Like, are you guys gonna take that into the playoffs or?
That's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. We no, I think it goes back to we got a group of guys that are really committed, like to play. I think the way we play is like a ton of fun to play. the reality is it takes a big time commitment and being in shape and practicing the right way. So it goes all the way back to, the type of players you recruit, right? Kids that are committed to playing team hockey, that understand it's about sweating, it's about working, and that's what's going to make us a great hockey team. And then their commitment at the rink, right? Our guys got here in July. I got a ton of respect for them. I mean, the amount of time they put in their training, and then we practice. I think sometimes it's, I say this a lot, but I mean, I do think the way we practice is different, and that's a credit to the guys. They're every rep matters, and we say to our guys quite a bit that it's not the drill, it's how you do the drill, and doing it with great intent. And but that, for sure, you're dead on. It's a good observation. Like, I think that's the strength of our team is we can get after teams and wear them down. And if I think back to Bria's question, I mean, that's for us. We got to make sure we maintain that the rest of the way.
Back in the audience on the right side for Dave.
Coach, nice to see you.
You too. No trivia tonight.
No trivia tonight. This is a little bit of trivia, though, and I didn't realize until I went and looked up. Of the 7 teams in the Big Ten, you have the fewest number of power play goals scored so far. And the penalty kill has been okay, but not great. And this is the time of year that special teams is really going to be important. How are you going to make that step of get 5% better on the kill and come up with another power play goal on a weekend to really get those numbers where you need them to be?
Yeah. I mean, I think
can I interrupt on that real quick, though? We don't have a whole lot of power play opportunities either.
Right. I was just going to make that point.
I think our power play in conference is 30%, which is really, really high number. And
what's going on,
Golf? The guys have done a good job. And what I've liked is, as it goes down the stretch, if you're a team that's waiting for the power play to get going, there's few and few, like they don't call as many penalties, right? That's just the reality of which we like. So our guys are comfortable playing 5-on-5, and on the penalty kill, I think we have the top penalty kill in the Big Ten stats wise, and I think a lot of times with some of those stats, it's not about necessarily the number. It's the next kill or the next power play, right? And at a critical time. And, we got some guys that have shown that before, like the games on the line that we can go out and execute. And whether you score on the power play too, I'm a big believer in this. You got to create some momentum for your team, And so I look at our team this year, we haven't gone on the power play a ton. The times we have, we've executed, but if we don't score, I think it's created momentum for our team.
Well, you get a goal 5 seconds into a power play too. That kind of helps. So
that's a good.
What's going on, Golf?
On Thursday.
Yep, that's a good way of doing it.
Exactly. We got time for one more from the audience, Bev.
Coach, I like to look at the U.S. college hockey poll on Monday, and I'm wondering how that's balanced with coaches and sports writers, because the league that we're in has fewer teams. And so where do these coaches and writers come from? Do you know?
I don't know. I do know I've missed an email. I think you get asked to do it, and I forgot to respond to it. So I'm not one of the ones that votes on it, but I think it's a group of coaches that vote on it. And I think
what's
it's really
going on,
hard
Golf Addicts?
to really. That's why it's hard to put a ton of weight on polls, because you're not watching every team. I remember when I was doing hockey ops here, and Newts was in charge of doing the poll, and he'd yell down to my office, "Who do you want to rank, Adam?" And I'm like, I haven't watched any of these teams play. I don't know how I'm going to rank anyone. But, so yeah, it's that again. I think that's why for the message for our guys is. We don't spend too much time on the polls because it's hard to really fairly evaluate everyone.
We may be able to get an answer to that
jersey has to be
next week's show. So
has
come
to
on
be
by
15 and a half.
next
Has to be 15
maybe
or
we'll
lower.
be able to answer that question. We're going to take a break right now. First, we want to tell you that Big B Coffee loves Michigan State, and they love it when
all
the
right.
Spartans
Well, I think
win.
that about
When
does
the
it. It's going to be a
Spartans
good
do
week.
win
Waste
at
management being
home. You can visit
Green,
any
green, and
Mid-Michigan
bend
Big
over
B
your
location the very next day and receive a BOGO coffee, courtesy of Big B Coffee, proud partner of Michigan State Athletics. We're live in East Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Our show powered by IBEW NICA 665. We'll take a break for these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
Here you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
At first, credit card debt can seem harmless, like a cute little baby goat. But let it get out of control, and your debt goes wild, and that is anything but cute. Tame your debt with Rocket Mortgage. Tap into your home's equity and get funds in a matter of days. Just visit tameyourdebt.com. Call 1-800-407-3944 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
We are back live for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. A Spartans Dream Big and MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Well, we are joined now by number 7, David Gucciardi, senior defenseman from Toronto, Ontario. Gooch, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. We know we've got audience questions for you, and one of them was pretty astute with his question earlier, so be careful with that one, and be careful with the first one here. We got Bria for you. Good. How are you? Now go ahead, Bria.
You know, over the last 4 years, and you've faced a lot of goalies, which one's the toughest?
Trey.
The practice goalie.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer. Woody is getting his steps in tonight. He's heading to the far end of the room so we can get the question strictly for you. And go ahead.
Dude, Gooch, you have an absolute ripper of a shot. How do you do it, dude?
Dude, how do you do it?
There's a lot of practice. I think a lot to actually baseball. When I used to play baseball as a kid, a lot of my coaches would say I had like a violent swing, and I brought that into hockey, and I try and shoot it as hard as I can. So, yeah, a lot of practice.
He and I are always talking about, that you have a heavy shot, and Coach Knights confirms that. Who else do you think on the team, besides taking yourself away, would you say has maybe the hardest shot?
I think Ice is the easy answer, but I'd say my D partner Nick Andrews has a really hard shot too, and when he gets it off, it's got a really good chance of going in.
Yeah, that is true. Going back to Thursday night, your goal to start things off on Thursday night was really beautiful. I watched it back in slow motion about 6 or 7 times. Take us through that, the way you got the first shot off and you got the perfect carom there.
Yeah, it did bounce right back to me, and I just kind of whipped it at his feet, and luckily it went in. And yeah, but not too much to that one.
But you were aiming for that left skate, right?
I was shooting at his feet and just hoping, but a little bit of a hope play, but it worked out.
See what happens with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Going back to the summer of 2022, you were drafted by the Washington Capitals. What was the draft experience like for you?
It was pretty cool, actually. It was unique. I just finished a workout, and I remember Nico Mueller, one of my old teammates here. He let me know he was super excited for me. He's a great guy, and we just kind of celebrated a little bit in the dry stall area, and that was it was one of the best moments of my life. So I'll always remember that.
Got another question from the audience for you.
Yeah, so we got Michigan this coming weekend, and we know they're dirty. How do you guys
How do you guys prepare for that? Because there's so much chippiness that goes on. It feels like they try and kind of go in trying to start something, and that's got to be tough to try to keep yourself from responding.
Yeah, no, I think it's, there's mental preparation in that. You got to be mentally prepared. They're going to try stuff, and I think that favors them when if we're being stupid going on the power play. So I think it's about keeping it cool, keeping it 5-on-5, and in practice not changing a thing. I think we've done a great job all year of working really hard and being prepared for the weekend. So I think not changing too much and just being mentally prepared before the game.
Talking about going up against other teams, looking back at the first 6 games of the season, you had drawn 4 penalties for a total of 19 minutes. And then I went back through your numbers here. The last 12 games, 1 minor penalty. You have done a great job of bringing things back under control, I think.
Yeah, no, I think I give a lot of credit to Will Marlock, our strength coach. He had me kind of jump into the cold tub and not have a reaction.
Okay.
And that's done a lot for me, just because it puts you in that fight or flight, and I'm able to control myself in the cold tub. Which if I'm not happy with the ref or want to retaliate, I kind of just breathe through it. And it's never going to be perfect. There's going to be times where you do want to do it, and you will. But I give a lot of credit to Will on that, just kind of staying calm and working on that.
Was the cold tub before or after you make your bed?
After.
I did the polar plunge yesterday. I think I had a reaction coming out of that. So I need to talk to Will about that. And I know after the last time we played Michigan, I was all fired up. So I definitely need to talk to Will, because that's a great question. It's not easy, and I'll throw it to you, Knights, because emotions do run high, no matter who we're playing, right? But it does get knocked up a couple notches when we play Michigan. And there was some chippiness involved that, in my opinion, started from their side. Do you talk to the guys prior to these 2 games in this series as, hey, guys, we just to remind them, like, we've got to be strong, mentally strong, as well as physically strong?
Yeah, we'll talk. And I think, we got a really strong leadership, and Gooch is a part of that, right? As guys that have played in these games, quite a bit. And, hockey is an emotional sport, and if you don't play with emotion, you're not going to be a good team. But you can't let the emotion control you. So you got to focus on things that matter, and that's between the whistles. So the stuff after the whistles, I don't believe there's really an intimidation in college hockey. You can't. You can fight, but you have to sit out a game. So I don't think we've had one since we've been here. So all that stuff in between is not real, and use all your energy. Because again, how we're asking our guys to play is it's not an easy way to play. So you got to make sure you're using all your energy and focus to make sure we can execute.
Hey, Gooch, I'm curious, how are you different from Gooch as a freshman to Gooch heading into the final couple months of his senior year?
I think I'm a lot different. I think preparation is the biggest reason for that. Just kind of having conversations with yourself, what you really want to get out of college, what you want to become in the future. And, I think I was I was a little bit like, I got a ton of time my freshman year, it felt like, and that's not the right mentality. But just in terms of sleeping, eating, the way we practice, it's all taken a big step for me. So I think, preparation is the biggest difference, and it's helped me a lot.
We've got more coming with David Gucciardi in just a moment. First, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We'll be back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665, after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
The Sweet Deals event is going on now at Shaheen Chevrolet, with over 400 Chevrolets ready to test drive. Get the rugged Silverado for just $182 a month.
Or the fuel-efficient Equinox for $256 a month.
Drive home in affordable tracks for just $217 a month.
Don't miss out on these sweet deals.
Take home your sweetheart deal today from Shaheen Chevrolet.
Or shop online at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Welcome back for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. You know, the electrical contractors of IBEW NECA 665 provide the safest, highest quality electrical work at the best value to their customers. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. Well, David, it is time for the rapid fire questions. I'm sure the word has gotten around the team that these are coming. Rob set it up for him. Mr. Woodward. Mr. Woodward. Yes, there you go.
Hello.
All right.
Just talking with the fans here.
That's right.
All right,
yeah.
Gooch, you ready? Yep. So I apologize if I'm repeating myself. I didn't hear what Scotty said there, but we've been asking the same question to every single player. So first thing that comes to your mind, you ready? All right. Favorite hockey player as a kid?
Scott Niedermeyer.
Other than hockey, what sport are you best at?
Baseball.
As a defenseman, right? What NHL player, and he could be either current or retired, would be your dream D partner?
Philip Hronik.
Which teammate do you bring to an escape room to win?
My D partner, Nick Andrews. Thinks outside the box.
I like it.
Okay.
Who on the team is most likely to end up dating a celebrity?
OC O'Connell.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, there's
That's a new one.
A lot of Ike Howards. We got an OC in there. I like it. Which teammate is most likely to end up being a coach?
Luca.
Okay.
Okay.
Coach Knights needs you to dig a 5 by 5 by 5 foot deep trench, and it has to be done within 5 minutes. Who do you pick as your partner to get that done?
I go back with my D partner, Nick Andrews.
I like it. Okay. Who on the team would win a Dancing with the Stars competition?
O'Connell again.
All right.
Okay.
You're a coach. Who do you send out in a shootout first?
Daniel Russell.
Spend a ton of time at Munn. What's the absolute greatest thing about Munn Arena?
I think it's the fans, the atmosphere. Greatest spot to ever play a hockey game.
Fantastic. David
Awesome.
Gucciardi.
All right. Gooch, before you go, what are you majoring in, and when hockey ends for you, whenever that is, what do you want to do?
I'm majoring in communications, and I would love to learn more about the mental side of the game, sports psychology. I think, even though I'm not in psychology, I think it's a cool avenue, and there's a lot unknown in there. So I think it'd be pretty cool.
By the way, that's a great cap you're wearing. He's got his Great Lakes Invitational 2024 Champions baseball cap on. That's the first time I've seen it, and it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Looks
Thank
good
you.
on you.
Thanks
David
for having me.
Gucciardi, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. We are going to move on to our Spartan alumni spotlight here before we get a break in. This week's alumni spotlight, easy for me to say, is a Spartan blue liner who appeared in 156 games from 1990 to 1994. Nick Perot. He sits in fourth place with 148 career penalties while wearing the green and white, and his 308 penalty minutes is good for fourth all-time as well. He recorded 26 goals, 34 assists for 60 points in his 4 years with the Spartans, played on 2 NCAA tournament teams, including the 1992 Frozen Four squad. A 1990 second-round pick of the Calgary Flames, Nick played 4 years professionally in the AHL, ECHL, and QSPHL before retiring in 1999. And since his retirement, Nick has worked as a sales and marketing specialist for Bauer Hockey, living in Rochester, Michigan, and Michigan State is one of the teams that he represents. Now, Rob, he was one of your teammates, right?
Correct. Yeah, I played with Nick for 3 years. Yeah, and it's great seeing Nick. He still, as you just said, comes down to the rink. He works with Team McGee and gets you guys a lot of equipment down there.
Yeah, he's a huge help. I mean, I think he only does. He's in the NHL. We're the only college team he does. Obviously, being an alum, so takes great care of our guys, and lucky to have him.
Oh, I didn't know that we were the only college team.
Yeah,
okay, that's great. Yeah. Hey, I do have a question. Unless you are still
go right ahead.
So we mentioned the shootout in those questions to the guys. So on the way home, we were watching Denver and Omaha, right, on Friday night. So that went into 16 rounds in the shootout. So what happens? I have no clue. What happens if you get to the end? Do you start over? And if you get to start over, can you change the order of guys, or how would that work?
I think you can change the order, but then you're going, whoever's up, you can just go one time. So you could, if you felt like there was a guy that had a better chance. But 16's a lot. I mean, you're getting into the range where my younger brother might have been shooting or something.
Would you ever send a goaltender out? This was a topic of conversation a couple of weeks ago between me and some friends. Could a goalie take?
I don't think you could send the goal. Maybe, I don't know. Luca's got a pretty good shot. Yeah. But no, yeah. I think it would go back to the top of the order, and then you're fresh, and
you're fresh. You can start wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll take another break, and we'll come back with more of the sparkling conversation. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the Munn team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out munnteam.com online. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They are realtors who get results. The Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, continues after this time out on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender.
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
We are back with more Spartan hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan Hockey Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets tickets to an MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Here's our question for this week. We all know that the Spartans and Wolverines have the most contested rivalry in college hockey. This weekend will be games 351 and 352 between these two teams. And it's also the series to see the most Spartan wins, 141 so far after the series last month. But what team does the Spartans have their second most wins against? Okay, so think about a team that has been around with the Spartans for quite a while. Get your hands up if you think you know. We got to guess. We got to guess. Hang on.
Western Michigan?
Western Michigan is not correct, but it's a good guess. It's a very good guess.
Uh-oh, is this allowed? Is Cindy Mason allowed to answer?
Is Cindy Mason allowed? I don't know.
I think she is.
Total guess, and he said the same thing, Ferris State.
Ferris State is a good guess, but that's not correct. Let me give you all a clue. The teams have played in the same conference ever since the 81-82 season.
Would that be Ohio State?
That would be Ohio State. The Spartans and the Buckeyes, the series goes all the way back to December 7th of 1957. And this wouldn't be a memorable moment, but it was an 18-0 Michigan State win on the road in Columbus. And that is still the team record for the most goals scored in a single game, 18. And the other clue was they used to play on an ice sheet where my first broadcast partner said center ice looked like the French foreign flag. Just two blue stripes, a white stripe, and a red stripe in the middle. But so Ohio State is the correct answer. Mark, you win tickets to an upcoming game. Woody, you got a memorable moment for us? I need to turn your mic on.
I
don't
do.
I?
Yes, I do remember that old rink at Ohio State when you'd score a goal, you'd raise your stick, and it almost hit the ceiling.
It hit the ceiling, exactly.
Yes, I do have a Munn memorable moment, celebrating 50 years, right, of Munn Arena. So we're going to go back to November 15th and 16th of 1974. It's right when Munn opened up. North Dakota was in town for a two-game series. Michigan State won Friday night, 7-4. But it was Saturday's victory over North Dakota, 6-2 win that made it memorable. Why? Because that was the first sellout in Munn history.
All right.
And during that game, Ron Clark, who was in goal, would go on to, it's still a record, 30 saves in that first period.
Wow.
And
30
that 6-2
saves in a
win.
period.
And but it's weird because that's not in the top 10 for saves in a period. Or saves in a game. Saves in a game, but he had 30 in the period, which is still a record.
Wow.
So we shut him down in the second and third period.
I guess so. I guess that's exactly what happened. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with a college hockey fun fact, and we'll talk about this weekend's opponent. So stay with us. One North, our show coming to you from One North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. We are live with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Our show powered by IBEW NICA 665. Back after these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
With over 400 Chevrolets ready to test drive.
Get the rugged Silverado for just $182 a month.
Or the fuel-efficient Equinox for $256 a month.
Drive home in affordable tracks for just $217 a month.
Don't miss out on these sweet deals.
Take home your sweetheart deal today from Shaheen Chevrolet.
Or shop online at ShaheenChevrolet.com.
Together, let's drive.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
How you like me now? 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 How you like me now?
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. Woody, you got a college hockey fun fact for us, right?
I do. I need to clarify because I feel like I might have screwed that up about the unmemorable moment. So when Ron Clark had 30 saves in that first period, the rest of that game, like I said, we shut him down because that game is still not in the top 10 for a single game, right?
Even after 30 saves
for a single games in a save. Yeah. Now, however, he would go on that season to get 1,400 saves total, which is good for second on the MSU all-time season list there.
1,400.
Yeah, 1410 was Ron Versicle. That's number one.
Okay.
And 75-76. So yes, I did. All right, now everybody's got that, right? In case they were all worried.
Page
I know people were calling in there, Scott, to your phone, pulling over and yelling, say, "Woody got it wrong."
Oh yeah. I
was catching the glare from Dave Ellis down here saying,
Goalie Nation.
Yeah, Goalie Nation. I know exactly. It's just like when I screwed up on the amount of goalies that had scored so far, right? He got me on that one. So what's our college hockey fun fact of the week? Well, last week we talked about the largest venues, right, in college hockey. So which program is actually filling those seats? So this, according to College Hockey News, there's only 6 teams in the country that are averaging at least 100% capacity or better at their respective venues. Those 6 teams are North Dakota. They're at 100.4% capacity. Michigan State, 101.3. I think that'll probably go up a little bit here with these remaining.
I think after Friday night,
3 home games. Yep. Penn State at 106.3%. Colorado College, 107.5%. Denver at 110, and the number 1 team over capacity. Now, granted, they only have 2,600 capacity in their building. They're averaging 3,442 fans, and it's a team that's kind of surprising some people. It's UConn at 132.4%. UConn number tied for 6, I think.
Yeah, they're up there
in the pairwise right now. Yeah.
That's
our college hockey fun fact of the week.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. Now we look forward to this weekend against Michigan, back to the big rivalry weekend. Second meeting in just 3 weeks between these two teams. Does that make things any easier or more difficult, or does it really doesn't matter?
No, I don't think it matters. Obviously, they know us well. We know them well, and obviously just played recently, and they got a really good team. They got a ton of talent, and we got to make sure we're disciplined. They're very, very good on the power play, but Gooch talked about a little bit is just make sure we're focusing on us and making sure we're getting to our game right off the bat.
Did you learn anything about Michigan from a couple weeks ago when we played them the first time nights, or is it kind of just a typical Michigan team?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've always been obviously a really good program and talented, and I thought they did a really good job in their building and making it hard on us, and I thought we did a better job the next night. So I think for our guys is just maintaining that focus on how we have to play, and tune out the noise. There's a lot of noise going into the weekend, and guys getting to ask a lot of questions. At the end of the day, you drop the puck. We're just playing hockey.
Exactly. Series win totals against Michigan in the Wolverines' favor. 144 for Michigan State, 181 for Michigan, with 25 ties between the two teams. But since you took over here, the record is 6-6. Everybody gets up for these games.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think that's what makes it special, right? Is no matter where anyone is in the standings, we're going to see their best, and they're going to see our best. And I think it's great for young hockey players to watch. And even a good friend of mine, Robert, I know he's listening. He's a big Spartan fan, and I know he'll be pulling for us this weekend.
Okay. All right.
That boy, Robert. He better be, right?
Oh, yeah, always. No. He's green and white for sure.
We'd love to hear that. You mentioned 3 weeks ago, we just talked about everybody gets up for these games. The fans do, the players do. But you mentioned 3 weeks ago that you might want to make sure that your team doesn't get too up for the games. How do you think they did 3 weeks ago?
I thought they did a good job. Yeah, I thought they were both really good hockey games, and obviously you want to try to win both games, but again, you're going on the road and playing. But I thought, focusing on things you can control, and I thought our guys did a good job of staying even keel, and that's going to be important this weekend.
Knights, I'm curious, how does the dual and the D series work? Is that kind of like a yearly contract that you do with Little Caesars Arena, or is that some sort of 5-year contract, or I guess how does that work logistically?
Yeah, it's a contract through Little Caesars and the Illich family, and I think it's been awesome, right? I think the game's going to be sold out. It'll be packed, and half will be cheering for one team, half for the other. And I just think for our guys, even watching, obviously the Bean Pot started today, and it's a great turnaround. But when you look at actual attendance and the venue, I mean this will be the largest crowd it has been the last 3 years or two years to watch a college hockey game, and so for our guys to be able to play in that type of venue and that type of environment, it'll be a memory they'll always have.
And not just the guys, but you think about the little guys that are at a game like this, that
no doubt
grow up and become Spartans, hopefully, right? Not the other day. Oh man, I remember the game in 2024, 2025, and Michigan State won 3-2, and it made me want to be a Spartan. So not only, obviously it's great to play and it's great to coach, but as you mentioned, Scott, I mean, for the fans and it's just a great event. Like Knight said, I mean, the largest crowd in college hockey.
For sure. And I think even those stats, even the stats you shared, I think you might have to double check those for the capacity. But
that was according to College Hockey News. That's why I've got to
I think
that disclaimer
I think
out.
We're at like 112% capacity. And so
all right,
even for our fans, we've got a ton of alums in the Detroit area. And they can't get to one of our games because you can't get a ticket. So to be able to get down close to home and support the green and white is awesome.
I like you back. That put us in second, only behind UConn then.
Right. Now I'd asterisk UConn too, because
they're
split.
tiny.
Well, they split. They play where the American League team plays. The Hartford Whalers used to play. So I'm guessing those numbers are.
Well, they had 12 games, so I'm not sure. So we're gonna have to do some digging into my bag, checking with College Hockey News.
We will have to look into that.
Michigan State's number one then.
Yep.
My last question is: have you had Will having the guys do extra arm work in case you do win that trophy again? Because that is the heaviest trophy in sports.
Yeah, it is a heavy trophy. We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
We're focused on Friday, but yeah, I mean, I think that obviously the city of Detroit and the Red Wings and the Illich family, I mean, they put on a great show, and obviously a lot of thought went into that trophy, but it definitely takes the whole team to lift it.
It sure does.
It was nice to get the Mariucci Pisoni trophy back at Mon a couple weeks ago. After that's a trophy series that we play. Not a lot of people realize that, but with the University of Minnesota.
All right, we'll be back with the final part of tonight's Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after these words on the Spartan Media Network.
With full electrification of our communities on the horizon, the electrical construction industry is rapidly growing. As an IBEW apprentice, you earn a living wage while you learn, graduate debt-free, and start a great career with excellent wages, family health care, and retirement benefits. IBEW 665 and the National Electrical Contractors Association are the leaders in training the next generation of electricians. The future is electric. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
We are back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Just a few seconds left in the show. Enough time to tell you that Friday night we're on the air at 6:30 from Munn Ice Arena, and then Saturday from the Duel at the D, we'll be on the air at 7:30 from Little Caesars Arena. Both nights will be on WJIM AM, MSUSpartans.com, and the MSU Athletics mobile app. Our next show will be next week, Wednesday, February 12th. So make your reservations now. Coach's shows at onenorthdining.com. Thanks to Coach for being here. Thanks to Woody. Thanks to Gooch for coming out tonight. Thanks to Gage Dansby on the video. Noah Kelly, our producer, back in the studio. And to the fans here at One North and listening around the world. I'm Scott Moore. Go Green.